Keep up to date everywhere. News Talk 820 WBAP.
In the WBAP newsroom.
Veronica Sites has done this a bunch. She's a traumatic grief counselor. We're going to check traffic. We're going to come back with Veronica because she's got some insight, Hal, into what these Dallas families are going through. Okay. Veronica Sites is with us right now, grief counselor, to give us some insight into what is happening with these families. And this is the tough time now, right, Veronica? You're starting to work your way through the funerals, through the memorial services. A lot of folks around, a lot of people helping, but then there'll become a time when no one will be around, and that's when the grief really hits, right?
It is. I've been encouraging people since, coming out to the memorial, 3, 6, and 9 months, put it on your calendar, because while we have, the civilians have moved on and, dealing with things at a different level because we were not at ground zero or involved in the shootings, our officers and their families are still going through a year of firsts. And it's very difficult when the community, one, is a very tight community, but secondarily, you need that support on an ongoing basis, especially during the first year.
Are there different jobs, and we'll just zero in on police officers right here, that need to have counseling, whether they think they need it or not, say every 6 months, every 4 months? What do you think?
It's a healthy thing to go ahead and make sure that you are fit mentally, emotionally, and psychologically for the job that they do, because when you face dangerous situations as an officer, you're repeatedly in a survival mode, or what is called ultra arousal to the brain and system, our operation system.
Is that the same thing as PTSD? Is that PTSD?
It's the front stages of it.
Okay.
If left unattended, it can lead to that. And that's really what debriefing, what, Chief Brown is alluding to, the mandating of it. It's, picture a 20-ounce carbonated drink. You shake it up, that would represent hyperarousal. That's an intense threat to an explosion to the bottle. Well, repeatedly when officers are responding, they're in fight mode, or in that responder, save, protect the community. But the flip side of that is flight, and that's to run away in panic or something of that nature. We saw that in some of the footage. The officers are running into the situation. The public is running away from the situation. Normal responses under the circumstances. However, there's a lot of unrealistic expectations that our officers put upon themselves, and even the family members. I'm the daughter of a former police officer, and I know we have a lot of expectations. We're supposed to be, in our mind's eye, we're supposed to be, X, Y, and Z, but it's really not realistic to demand that of your body and expect the peak performance.
Veronica Sites is with us. One final thought, Veronica, whether it be a car accident or a heart attack or, death by old age, those are those easier to deal with than what these families are going through right now?
Everybody responds to traumatic events very differently. To say it's easier has more to do with, are they potentially expected, or is it inevitable? If, an elderly person is, at a terminal place, it's inevitable. So there is a pre-grieving going on. When it's a traumatic event that suddenly interrupts, it's unexpected, whether it's an accident or these shootings, nobody had planned or prepared for it on an emotional level, other than those that had planned and prepared to perform in response, like the police officers, our EMS, our firefighters. They prepare professionally, but what I do as a conflict resolution expert and grief trauma counselor is I help people plan and prepare so that your body and your mind has something to retrieve when it should need to go into action. Because if there's nothing there, if there's nothing for somebody to draw upon, all that is released, biochemically in the body creates a lot of room for hotbeds of, physical illness, emotional impact, and sometimes, mental illness as well. And that PTSD is sometimes we've misunderstood. There's really not a stigma with it. It's a natural response to the neglect of traumatic events that never were tended to.
Very good. Veronica Sites, appreciate your insight as to what these families possibly are going through, and we'll keep you on.
Can't imagine.
Keep you in mind. Getting back to you.